Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Let me just double check if the stream is live. मुझे 2 minute दीजिए. Let me just double check if the stream is running. Um, because we want to make sure before I start with the good stuff that the stream is available. And yes, I believe we are live. What I can do is just quickly send the link to this stream to my WhatsApp group before we start, because today we are going to be discussing something really very important. I think I should just switch my language to Urdu so more people can benefit from it. Actually, I think let's just keep it in English, okay? This podcast, this live stream, will be in English. I'm sure most people or the whole, global community should be able to understand what I'm trying to explain. And those who, because I'm from Pakistan, and most of the people here request that I change the language to Urdu, which is, I think, an option available. But let's just keep it in English, and maybe I can do the same version of the same stream. Maybe it will be improved content, but it will be in Urdu. All right. All right, let's just get started. Basically, I have been trying for a very long time to get my strategy built, uh, built in MT4, MT5 format, and to get it operational to almost exactly the way I want it to work, right? And unfortunately, none of the EA coders out there were able to help me do it. But fortunately, very fortunately for me, I found someone who was willing to put in the time and effort, who would not argue with me, who would do everything I tell it to do. And uh, and the answer to my prayers were delivered, and the answer was AI. So I actually have been testing and working with AI, as I think most of the people don't know that I'm an early adopter of technical, whatever it is, like gadgets, even if it's an EV or whatever it is. So basically, I was struggling with Chat GPT for a very long time, but I couldn't get it to write compliant code. But lo and behold, Gemini popped up, and a good friend of mine, who's also in my group, he is a very high level developer working with AI. So he suggested I try Gemini, and lo and behold, I was able to. It understood what I was trying to tell it, and on the first try, it was getting exactly what I wanted the EA to do. So it took a very long time for me, because I had to go through maybe hundreds of iterations to get exactly what I wanted the EA to do. And I believe I've been able to almost get it to where I wanted it to be. So basically, let's start with the strategy first, and then it's a long strategy. So I have the EA running, so I won't go into the iterations that were done, because that will just bore you. So I'll just stick to the final output, what I have at the moment. But I'll explain subtle nuances and differences where I've been able to bring some enhancements and improvements. So basically, the EA is currently running on a 5 minute chart, but it takes trades on the 15-minute chart and the 1 hour chart as well. So three time frames at the same time it's monitoring. Now let me get into the basically the properties. So I think it will be easier for me to explain to you what options does it offer. All right. So we have this is like not a holy grail, because there is no holy grail for trading. Uh, but this covers almost all the scenarios. So there are 5 engines in this EA. Okay, so the first one is enable ribbon. Okay, so ribbon are these two lines, right? So what happens is we have two lines. In the middle is a no trade zone, and as soon as price closes below this line or above this line, there should be a close. Then a sell is taken or a buy trade is taken, right? So for example, here there would be a buy trade taken because there is a breakout. So what happens is, when there is consolidation in the market, usually the price lingers over this point, and these two lines are my RSI 50 level. So this is my old RSI 50 strategy. So above RSI 50 is buy, below RSI 50 is sell, and this happens on multiple time frames. Okay, so there are other details also which I will explain. Let me just quickly double check. The stream says it's live, so should be live. So basically, above this is buy, below this is sell. But usually what happens is, when the price lingers around this like this now, so there'll be a buy trade taken, sell trade taken, buy trade taken, and all of these will not go anywhere. So if it was a line, then we would have a lot of false breakouts, false trades. But what happens is, when we have a band, wrapped around the 50 RSI moving average, so what happens is, there exactly the center trades will get avoided, right? So some of the choppy stuff we'll skip the choppy stuff. So after this, what happens is, let's study the other. So the second option that we are catering to is the squeeze. So John F. Carter came up with the squeeze indicator, Bollinger Band squeeze. So what happens is, wherever there is a squeeze, the EA pauses trades for that time frame. So if a squeeze happens on this time frame, there will not be any trades taken on this time frame. If a squeeze occurs on this time frame, so normally squeeze occurs in this part, but the squeeze can occur anywhere also, right? So you would understand that the squeeze can happen anywhere, wherever there is a consolidation. So the EA will pause the trades, and then as soon as the squeeze ends, after that candle, a trade is taken depending on where the RSI is, above 50 or below 50. Above 50 is buy and below 50 is sell. But that's not all. So basically, what we also cater to is what was it? I was just thinking about it. So this is covered. So anyway, I'll move forward. So these two options are on by default. Now I have 3 other options in this. The supply and demand. So the supply and demand bounce, supply and demand breakout, and turn-code trading. So in the bounce, what happens is, there is a bounce. So a buy has to be taken, and then the take profit will be here, the stop loss will be here. Breakout is when there is a breakout. So when there is a breakout, then this is also considered as a bounce. But when there is a breakout, then after the retest, actually the EA will just take a buy trade and set the stop loss here and take profit here. And then the third option is turn-code. So when turn-code means when a supply turns into a demand, or a demand turns into a supply. So we are at the moment, I'm not using these 3 options at the moment. So we are not trading this. We're just trading the ribbon and the squeeze, right? So so this is sorted. Okay, and the second option is the EA where will it set the stop loss and take profit levels. So basically we will have options. Okay, secondly, what I was trying to tell you, I've remembered. So basically in the EA we have two options. Okay, master mode and cascading mode. What master mode does is, master mode will be H1, so H1 time frame will be the master mode. So in the lower two time frames, if the H1 says buy, only buy trades will be taken in the lower time frames and sell trades will be stopped. So this way we will always be trading in the direction of the higher trend, but the H1 time frame only. So that will be the master, right? So the uh, lower time frames will only trade trades in the in the direction of the higher time frames. And then the second option is cascading. So in cascading option, uh, basically M5 will check M15, and if M15 is in buy, so on the M5 only buy trades will be taken. Okay, if the M15 is buy and there is a sell trade generated here, it will not be taken. uh, and same with the higher time frame. So when there is a buy in the 15-minute time frame, then it will check if the H1 is in buy, then only a buy will be taken. So basically what happens is, when the trend changes, it starts changing from the lowest time frame. So it would turn buy here, then buy here, then buy here. But you see what happens is that if we just use the master mode, then we will probably lose the core of the move, because this would have turned by 6 7 times, this would have turned by maybe 2 times 3 times, and then finally the H1 turns into buy. So the cascading mode is a little bit better, as far as you getting into the trend at a very beginning stage. So basically what we are trying to do is, we're trying to scalp the gold market. The gold is the instrument that we are trading. And the technical issue is that, because there is so much volatility in the market, in the past I used to trade the 15-minute time frame, 1 hour and 4 hour time frame, taking the trend from the 4 hour and then implementing it the 1 hour and 15-minute. But because there is so much volatility in the market, that by the time the signals change on the higher time frames, there's already $200 $150 move in the gold already. So you're already entering very late in the market. So what we are trying to do is, for the last few months, since this trouble in the global economy has started, like the news and whatnot, whatever, it's just an excuse. We are just concerned about what the price is doing at any given time. We don't look at the news. I mean, news is important. Like, I have a filter here in my EA which skips the news, like 1 hour either side of the news. So the EA will not take take any trades when there is high impact news. All right. So, and the news impact is, the time zone difference is 3 hours and then 60 minutes on either side. Then we've got alert, push notifications, sound notifications. Then what we have is the strategy. So we have demand and supply. So we are trading demand and supply. It's not precisely demand and supply. It's like combined demand and supply plus support and resistance. You know, because the rules for demand and supply are totally different. I try to implement demand and supply, so it's more towards demand and supply and not just support and resistance. But the rules I'm using are not 100% demand and supply. All right. So there are some implementations of support and resistance also in them. But the main crux is that the demand and supply levels are formed like the new level just formed here, and the level can disappear or get added or removed. In support and resistance, the levels are never almost deleted, like they stay on the chart for a long time, and with time they become more stronger, depending on how long the price have reacted with those levels. So that's the subtle difference. It's a major difference. So apart from that, let's come back. So we have demand and supply filter, like use demand and supply. So that's a filter. Then we have a Bollinger Band filter. So whenever the price turns like consolidates, then no trades will be taken. The trading will be paused for that time frame. And then we have the higher time frame filter. So that is also true. Then I explained to you how the cascading and master works. That the jumping which happens, like like not the jumping, like basically the lower time frames, only the one higher time frame settings, like say for example, if there is a buy here, only buy trades will be taken in the lower time frame. So when the high time frame says buy and the lower time frame says sell, the trade is not taken. So basically for each of the time frames, like M5, M15 and 1 hour, there are two trades that can be taken at the moment. Like there will be one trade which will be the ribbon breakout. The second one will be squeeze. All right. So if we turn this on, for example, and just close this, the EA should automatically add, and it says 5 active, right? So let's just disable this, because this is a live account, and we don't want the other trades to be taken. So let's just turn this false. All right. So the market trend is monitored here. If it's above 50, we are in buy. If it's below 50, we are in sell, but it's not exactly 50, because 50 is here. So this band maybe comes up to 51.5 or 52, depends on the time frame. Because if it's a lower time frame, then it's a bit narrower. If it's a higher time frame, then it's thicker. Because everything is controlled in my EA by ATR values, so most of the calculations are done ATR by ATR. So any time frame it works, it will adjust its parameters accordingly. So we have the master trade open and managing. So we have the higher time frame filter is cascading. The entry logic is wait for TP and SL, and then the targeting is support and resistance structure width. So and then next high impact news is none. All right, so it's taking the news events from Forex Factory. So coming to the targeting, so what happens is from here there are two options for targeting. Let's go over the targeting options. So basically the exit. So exit, we have dynamic ATR and structural exit math. So dynamic ATR will just calculate according to set the stop loss, take profit, calculate it with the ATR and set it and forget it. But the structural exit math basically calculates it with basically like, okay, so for example, if a buy is taken here, the take profit is set below the resistance or below the supply, and the stop loss is set below the demand. So let's stick to demand and supply, so that becomes easy. So when a buy is taken here, the take profit is set below the supply, okay, so that there is more chance of it hitting it. And then the SL is hidden, tucked away below this level, okay, below the demand level, right? And not just sticking to the level, but ideally it should appear like at least 50% away. 50%, like what it does is it calculates the width of this demand area, and then the EA can set it how far you want the SL to be placed. So the settings that are used are here: front run TP by X times zone width, so it's like 0.5 times, right? And SL by X times of the zone width, so it's 1.5 times. So whichever the zone width is, the SL will be placed 1.5 times away. Okay, so and it's everything is controlled by basically ATR, or so everything is relative to the time frame it is working on. So in money management, we have fixed lot, and we have risk percentage and risk money. So all three options will work. I am just testing this in the live market at the moment, so I'm keeping it at fixed lot. So apart from there, we have the ATR settings, we have the break even settings. So we have break even. So on different time frames, we have break even percentages, and on the lower time frames, it is a bit higher. On the higher time frames, it's a bit lower. So the break even is this. The trailing, we have these three options, and the trailing starts at these levels. So for all three time frames, we have got the trailing options also. Um, and then there is another multiplier option. Then we've got the back, back, basically back candles. So how many candles will the EA calculate for? So it's like 1,000. History mode is off, like we don't want to see the past history. We will only trade the fresh zones. We will show the turn quote. All right, so turn quotes will be implemented. Trades will be taken. So, and the BB squeeze settings are there, the RSI levels are there, the period, the buy and the sell level. Of course, this is just the basic level, and trades are not taken exactly according to this, because there is a band, and if it's inside the band, no trades are taken. If it's inside the BB squeeze, no trades are taken. You'll see a paused, you see it says SQZ paused. So when it says paused, that means it's not taking any trades on this 15-minute time frame, because maybe the reason is on the 15-minute time frame, it's maybe in consolidation. That's the reason. So that's how that works. And let me just quickly go back here. So we have these two true, and these three are false. Let's just click OK and OK. Oh, I think there is some issue, but I'll fix it because it's still under testing. So that's the core of the strategy. What I'll show you is it's still a work in progress, but I just wanted to share. Okay, what I can share is, because I'm running it on a live account, so let's share the how it's performing. And let's just see custom period, and today we have made $44 on 0.01. So almost everything in profit. Custom period yesterday, and I've been fiddling with it as well. So today is the 26th. Let's just see 25 to 26. So yesterday we made $87. All right, no, let's just check the dates. 25th, and no, we didn't make $26. Custom period. So here I have to select the same date. Okay. So yesterday, actually, there was one problem. One trade, I had made more money, but there was one trade which ate up $45. So it was so it wiped out almost half of my my profits. Otherwise, everything was almost like in profits, and the trailings also took place probably somewhere. So yesterday we made $42, and custom period. Let's just switch to 1 day, 2 days back, which is 24th. So 24th, we were minus $82, right? So because I was still working on the EA, and I'm still working on the EA, and I will continue to work on the EA. So today was almost like it's almost there where I want it to be. So I test the EAs in the live market. That's the best thing. I don't do back testing. I mean, you lose a little bit of money in testing. You're like, you lose a few $100, or maybe you can even lose more money. But then at the same time, the process is much faster, because you can see, exactly when the trades were taken, under which circumstances, and you can then make it improve it faster. So hopefully in the next month, I will be fine tuning the strategy further. Hopefully I am optimistic that I have tried to cover almost all scenarios, and then like because even yesterday there were some problems occurring, and the day before yesterday there were more problems in the EA. So it's a constant process of iterations, going through iterations, running in the live market, and checking when it's taking the trades, if it's where it's placing these SL, where it's placing these take profit levels, and then just working with it, like just visually seeing if the levels were if the trades were executed properly, uh, and then if the trades are not getting executed properly, or if I want some exceptions, then I need to think it through how to implement those exceptions. So there is a lot of mental workload that I have to do, um, in just going through all the scenarios. And AI works basically. So AI, I can clear my doubts and clear my confusions, if there are any, and I can. But usually what happens is, if you are not very good at prompting, so EA just says, well, you are the best, you are the greatest, you are well done, good job. I mean it will always say whatever I suggest. It says, yes, very good, go for it, do it. Like, it doesn't take you seriously, it doesn't criticize, because you haven't specified in your prompt that you have to be honest, you have to be totally, if I say something it doesn't click with you, or if you think that there are any better ways, do it, suggest to me. So you have to tell the AI specifically what you want, how you want it, otherwise the EA will just, the sorry I mean the AI will agree to whatever you say, even if it's a dumb idea. The AI will say, okay, let's do it, I'll do whatever you're saying, boss, you're the boss. So what I wanted was for the EA to take some trades in the live market, and that's why I was hoping that we would take some live trades, and you could see some live trades happening in front of you. But unfortunately, and it's the Asian session at the moment, uh, but yesterday I noticed something totally crazy in the market, and this happened on the 1 minute time frame. You can see it here. This was yesterday, uh, around the time of US close, and the price just went into this freeze. I don't know what happened around this time. So according to like Pakistan Standard Time, which is GMT +5, this was around um 8:20, like starting from 8 o'clock to 8:40, and I believe there was a news figure. There was a news release yesterday, 8 o'clock. So normally, during the news, uh, normally the markets are still moving before the news arrives, but here, as soon as the news was released, there was a long pause of 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, and it never, prices never stay like this. So this is something I noticed, that was and I told my friends, okay, there will be a breakout coming, and as soon as the breakout comes, it will be a crazy breakout. So then we saw the crazy breakout, but this is the 5 minute. So on the 1 minute, so this was almost like how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost you can say 9 candles, which is like almost like 50 minutes. The price was in a freeze. So that's you'll never spot. And on the minute chart, it would have even been longer. So this is the time of the. Okay, so now we see, another squeeze paused. So M5 squeeze is paused. So we are in consolidation. And M15 also, the squeeze is there. So no trades will be taken during the squeeze. And that's what we want. We were hoping that there would be no squeeze, or what we'll see is now, as soon as there is a breakout from the squeeze, there will be trades taken. There'll be 2 trades taken on each time frame. So there'll be 1 trade taken according to the BB squeeze. So the squeeze breakout will occur, and the second trade will be taken according to the RSI band. The band trade. So we have I have built these indicators also in the chart. So what we have is we have the RSI chart bars. What this does is it paints the colors of the candles. Like below 50, all the candles will be red. Above 50, all the candles will become blue. So RSI chart bars is an option. Is a basically is an indicator which can be applied to any time. Then we have the shift supply and demand, which actually draws the levels for the demand and supply. And the EA actually doesn't read the values from the indicator. The EA includes all the code of this indicator, which works. I mean, it's not bad, but maybe I've seen better supply and demand indicators out there in the market. Okay, so we have a custom indicator which draws these two ribbons, basically buy ribbon and sell ribbon. And then we have another indicator which is the advanced trend master. So advanced trend master shows you these bigger arrows for the trend change, and for the lower, there are basically two. So advanced trend master works on the step MA indicator, and it applies 2 settings. One is the trend setting, and the other is the entry setting. So when the trend changes, it shows a big arrow, and when the entry arrows occur, soon after that. So when we have a buy signal, buy trend change, only we'll see the entry signals for the buy trades. And when there is a sell trend change, like the trend changes to the sell side, you'll only see the sell entry arrows appearing on the chart. But this is under basically testing. I need to fine tune this. So on my MT4 platform, it works flawlessly. So I'm just transitioning into MT5 at the moment. So this will take a little bit of time to fine tune and get everything to work exactly according to my strategy, according to how I want it to work, where the arrows appear, how to fine tune. It needs to get fine tuned. So this advanced trend trend master is under basically development. Let me show you my MT4 platform. So like MT4 platform is like this. Maybe I can show it to you like this. So let's just show you one time frame. So when the buy occurs here, the entry arrows appear soon afterwards. So when the sell arrow occurs, you see sell arrows, right? So on the 15-minute time frame, when you see the sell occur, then you see the sell entry arrows only. So on the MT platform, I'm using another indicator for supply and demand, which is a better indicator, much better indicator, which is this supply and demand dashboard pro. So it's a paid indicator. And so this is how it works. On the H1 time frame, you see, so the higher time frame, H1 time frame, if a breakout here occurs, then we are in buy for a long time, for like at least a week, or 3 or 4 days. because 24 candles equal 1 day on a 1 hour chart. So count the number of candles, how many candles are from here to there, so you'll know exactly, and divide it by 24, so you'll know the number of days. So the price has been in an uptrend, so the H1 filter will work. So in our EA so eventually we will have the step MA logic also built into the EA. So we will have confluence somehow. Like at the moment, I'm just trading the two. So the moving average, which is the RSI, and the band. So I'm at the moment only trading this, and I'm trading the BB squeeze. So this is consolidation. This is the when the trend starts. So as soon as the trend breaks, then there'll be a trade taken. Okay, it will not always be a success, but so be it. So there is another consolidation, like we just read on the MT5 platform. We saw that it says paused on the M5 and the M15 consolidation. So when it's paused, it means that in reality there is consolidation, you see. So there is consolidation on the 1 hour, there is consolidation on the 15 minute, there is probably almost like consolidation on the M5. So but the math is a bit different. So what shows as consolidation here might will be consolidation there, but the math is a bit different in MT4 and MT5, so there'll be subtle nuances. I'm trying to get it to be exactly as MT4, but so it's work in progress still. So I have a long way to go to get the EA where I want it to be. So hopefully I will be adding this functionality as well for the step MA. This, but first I have to get the indicator to work exactly as I want it. So once the indicator takes trade exactly where and how I want it, and the entries are following exactly as MT4, once I fine tune the settings and get it to work exactly what I want it to do, then I will incorporate it as another option in the EA. So then instead of 5 options, we will probably have six types of trade that the EA can do. And so we'll have a cyber knife sort of a tool which can trade different strategies, and depending on the strategies that I come up with, it will be added in the future versions of the EA. So depends. I don't want to overcomplicate it as well, but I'm developing this EA just for my own personal use, and and maybe eventually, if somebody is interested, I might be willing to sell it or rent it uh, uh, on the MT5 marketplace, basically. But I have to first get it to be profitable and get it exactly how I want it to work. So it will take a few months for me to just fine tune the settings until I'm happy with it, and it's making money for me every day. So and if it fails, it fails. If it doesn't deliver, it doesn't deliver. Markets change all the time. Markets are never the same. So basically my exceptions are very good. Like in consolidation, do not trade. When it's in between the zone, it should not trade. I am also trying to get it. I mean, I'm thinking over it. Like if the price is very close to these levels, then it will probably not take a trade. So depending if it's a buy trade or a sell trade, I can then decide, if it's close to this level, or if there is some movement here. Actually, that's how I came up with the three types of trades for the supply and demand. Okay, so the bounce, the break through, and the turncoat, basically the reversal, basically reversal from here. So turncoat is when it breaks through and then it comes and retests again. So the supply, so the basically the demand becomes a supply again. All right, so I think that's enough for today, but I am very happy with the EA. I'm just fine tuning it at the moment. It is delivering what it's supposed to deliver. It's not trading, it's not over trading, and it's not under trading as well. So there are EAs which take a trade after every few days. So the markets move very fast, my friend. You have to take some more chances. The more you, but there has to be a balance. Actually, in reality, there has to be a balance. It cannot always be just from quantity you'll get quality. Uh, but it doesn't mean that I let the junk trades also run, right? So sometimes manually I'm intervening and closing the trades if I see it's close to a supply or demand level. I would just close it, and it will probably fire another trade after a few hours. So at the moment, I'm sorry, this was a live broadcast. I wanted to show you how it's taking the trades live, but unfortunately, on the two time frames, a squeeze has occurred and the EA is paused. So I can't show you exactly the EA taking trades. That's what I wanted. But hey, what can I do? It's the market. Hopefully, I can do another session maybe tomorrow morning, same time. Let me see if we can manage. Oh, actually, that won't be possible because today is, yeah, tomorrow is Friday. Okay, so it's definitely possible. Friday is a trading day. So let's see if there is um a break which takes place. Let's just wait. So this trade was taken on the H1 period. So this trade is still valid on the H1 period, right? So I'm still running with this trade, but somehow this trade got executed here, I believe. So this has been running for a long time in one of the iterations. So that's why this trade is stuck up now, but it'll recover probably very soon. And it was done with the EA because the comments are there. There are alerts, there are sound notifications, there are other options in the EA, and the market is just in the pause. So the pause first occurs here, then it occurs here, then it occurs here. So that's how the market works. Let's just close the broadcast for today, and I think I've been able to deliver and share um, my trading logic and what I'm working on at the moment, and it's a big improvement, I would say. Basically, I am on my way to becoming a quant, and and my strategy. I've been using this strategy since the last 10, 11 years. It's a very old strategy. I've been working at it diligently, but it was totally manual based. I couldn't get it to any coder to get it to work. And now with AI, I can get my EA to my AI to code me exactly what I want, exactly, and not cost me an arm and a leg also, right? So that's the power. And because and but the experience has been useful since, say, for example, I've traded manually for 10 years. Now I know exactly what I want, how I want it to behave, what are the exceptions. So you have to have experience. A person cannot just wake up one day and say, okay, AI will code me the best trading strategy out there and it will deliver. No, my friend. uh, AI, or you can possibly, there is a logic that you can use notebook LLM will do all the research, and then you can use another tool and maybe a few other tools to get the exact specifications for an EA which works, and then the AI could code it for you, and you can put it online and make a gazillion dollars, right? Yeah, but it doesn't work like that. There is no free lunch, my friend. So you need the experience of trading manually, going through the cycle countless times, crying, losing, winning, losing again, blowing up accounts and the whole psychological drama that happens. So you need that experience, which I have, fortunately or unfortunately. So and there is no shortcut to success. You can't just wake up one day and say, okay, I am making, I will make money, and I will, if you need to pay your bills end of the month, don't trade. This is, we are I- we are not gambling. I'm not a gambler. Okay, I am a trader. I take calculated risks. I know exactly when to get in, when to get out, when to hang the towel on the rack, and then move away from the trade. So I've been there, done that. I still make mistakes. I am human after all. I cannot be a robot. I have to control my emotions. I have to control my feelings about either buying or selling. Like, I'll share with you. I won't be biased. I'm actually biased towards buy side in gold. So I'm always a buyer. Mostly, if I take 5 buy trades, I will take 1 sell trade. That's what I do. That's my thought process, okay, in gold. But I do take the sell trades as well. That doesn't mean I don't take sell trades. Like, say for example, today, let's see how many sell trades were there, right? So let's just, so almost all buys today. Yesterday, custom period, we'll see yesterday how many buys were taken and how many sells were taken. So there was 1 sell and all the rest were buys. Okay. But because if the market is in uptrend, on the 1 hour you saw the market was going up, so there'll be only buy trades getting taken, right? All right, let me close the stream, and hopefully see you soon. Have a great day, have a great trading day, and I will be sharing, finalizing this in the next coming few months. Hopefully it will be my holy grail. There can be, not one holy grail, but everyone can have their own tool. EA is a tool. It's not a holy grail. It's just a tool. The trader uses it to make money. It's an extension of myself, my thinking. So that's what it is. All right, have a good day. Goodbye.